Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy D, Crypto Siege, with another day in the life and a crazy life that is the digital asset space. What is going on, guys? Happy freaking, what is it? Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday? What day is today? It's Monday. Happy Monday. Yep, just came back from town, headed back home. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about, I heard Bitcoin went down below 10 grand, is that right? Wow, so we didn't close above, didn't hit that target, unfortunately. Just closed above 10K, I guess, huh? That's cool. We still got plenty of time. We still got plenty of time. But guys, I watched a couple of interviews with Chris Larsen, and I watched one with Chris Larsen and Stefan Thomas when they talked at Google. Remember that? That was I didn't get a chance to look at that, listen to that detail or at length in its entirety, I guess I should say. But I did watch most of it today, this morning. I'm gonna listen to some more on the way home. But I gotta tell you, this is like, I don't know, the umpteenth time that I've heard Chris Larsen say, you know, Ripple is going to replace, was put together to replace Swift. Like, he's not, they're like, you know, I've heard Brad kind of not say it directly, but Chris is saying it directly. This is why they're here. This is why we are here. And I'm learning more and more about Chris Larsen, and that he really has a bigger picture to everything when it comes to the XRPL ledger and the IOP and the greater good that it can do. He mentioned the Gates Foundation on one interview when he was speaking with the guy. They were outside in San Francisco at some, I guess, a park or something with a lot of noise kind of going on at the time. But yeah, and he talked about the Gates Foundation and how the Gates Foundation was saying that we need something where we can send 50 cents. Yeah, we need that where someone can afford to send 50 cents. Powerful. And we all know Mojulu, Ripple, we all know that is working and that is in progress, and their project is moving forward. But I just find it very, very interesting for Chris Larsen to say that and not hesitate about it, not think about it, not, you know, just matter of fact kind of state it. And he's not a cocky guy. He's very humble guy, but he is a confident guy, and he's very knowledgeable. I had forgot, I don't know why, I forgot about him being the CEO of Prosper, which was actually the first peer-to-peer type platform put together. Isn't that interesting? But I tell you, the more I listen to Chris Larsen, Chris Larsen and Stefan Thomas, I gotta tell you, I also learned the story of how Chris Larsen was actually introduced to Arthur Britto, David Schwartz, and Jeff McCabe. That's an interesting story. He got introduced by another guy to those three guys. So very interesting how people kind of come together. I think he said his guy's name was Jerry Kenna. Jerry Kenna. Interesting story. War vet, apparently, Afghanistan type thing, whatever. Back in 2004. And so, and of course, Ryan Fruger, you know, the Canadian guy. Just the history is amazing. But even more today, I got to just say that this is the plan. We cannot ignore the fact that the plan was for XRP to become the global world reserve currency. And that doesn't mean, because Chris said this, that's not talking about replacing other nations' currency. That's not it. It's to work alongside of. He used the word supplemental currency. And I heard secondary, have you guys heard this yet? I think I might have heard it from DNI or something that I read about a second global currency. So XRP, you know, supplemental, secondary, but make no mistake about it, Ripple has said that and used that phrase multiple times. The goal is to become the world's global reserve currency. And if that means that there's two, then that means that there's two. You know what I mean? But Chris is very, this was in 2018. It's important for him to not be thinking we're going to replace the fiat currency. So he's just talking about a currency that will be used alongside the world's currencies. And I thought it was interesting that he mentioned the big four: the euro, the dollar, the renminbi, and the yen. And he thought that they would make, that XRP would act in digital assets, XRP and digital assets would make those nations' currencies better, stronger. I thought that was interesting as well. So we shall see. But there's such a bigger plan to this whole thing. And it's really, really exciting to be a part of it. Again, for me, no one knows, and this is the brilliant mind that's Chris Larsen, and a guy who seems like he has a bigger overall picture about helping people. No one knows what the global economic crisis will do. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying is the greater need for XRP is the greater need for XRP. You can't deny that. Liquidity, the lack of liquidity is the biggest challenge. So in terms of what's going to happen with the price, don't know. Feels like April. Really feels like April with SBI. Could be a nice kickoff, and it would make sense, especially if Yoshitaka Katal gets what I'm believing he wants to do, and that is to have all of those banks in that consortium at once, maybe turned on. I don't know. I know he will not rest until they all are using it. Just don't know how many will be turned on at what time. But it feels like SBI and what they're going to do, SBI Ripple Agent, how they're going to roll that out is going to be significant. And if they do it in the same time that the halvening effect starts to take place, that's going to help. Obviously, that is going to help. So guys, get excited about about a 2-year bull run. Get excited about that. Get excited about that. That's tremendous. In a lot of ways. Again, we as XRP hodlers, I get it. We're in a dilemma in that we don't know. I guess the thing that is a challenge, unlike the rest of the digital assets, where there's a 99.9% chance of no price set or valuation, XRP does have a chance of the price set and or valuation, and that's kind of the biggest challenge. And so that's why sometimes, diversify, and then sometimes like, oh man, don't need to diversify, because you know what I mean. That's the thing. And I think overall I'm still leaning 59.41, 55.45, whichever is the closest one. I don't know what it is anymore. Diversify. I'm leaning towards diversify only because it's the digital asset space. It's not just about becoming wealthy. It's a digital asset space. And there's going to be more than just one winner, and you want to hold on to that as well. So here's the thing I always say: if you can get Google stock and Yahoo stock, why not have both? Sure, with Google you would just win, but why not have both? If you get McDonald's and Burger King stock, why not? If you can get Uber and Lyft stock, why not? Right? So there's going to be winners, and these prices are going to be, probably you're not going to be able to get them during the next bear market. We don't know what the retracement is going to look like, but we know that there's going to be one a couple of years from, now, right? And so if we can hold on to stuff now at cheaper prices, I guess that would be, that would be the move. So diversification. What's the next thing that's can be as great as XRP? Don't know. More and more projects are coming along, which is exciting because there's money to be made there. And then obviously there's a period of time where you realize, okay, this is a project that's going to make me money, but it might not last, right? So that's the thing as well. So either way, be excited. Again, whatever the slightest percentage you can have to be just slightly in favor of diversification, that's where I am. You know, whatever that number is, right? So I have begun to do that, to widen the portfolio just for that. So a lot of great things going on. I get to do a stream today as well. So I'll be able to do that at 3:30 or 4 o'clock, which will be cool. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, it's going to be dicey for tonight. I got two calls. So we'll see. All right, guys. So listen, I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys are excited. Chris Larsen. If you haven't had a chance to check out that video by Chris Larsen, you definitely want to do that. I'm listening to the one now with him and Stefan Thomas where they spoke at Google. But then there was another one with just Chris by himself. Just put in YouTube Chris Larsen and you'll see that. It's really, really good stuff. So, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all my videos. It's just crazy exciting to know that we're early in this space. And if you're an XRP hodler, it just looks like the grand scheme of things is the ILP and the XRP ledger. Wow, it's really, really, feel really, really blessed to be in this space early. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all my videos and remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.